What we have here is Gadget Classic Pro espresso machine. Under this name it is sold in America. And in Europe and in the rest of the world it is known as Gadget New Classic. It is also commonly called Gadget Classic 2019, referring to a model year. This is an upgraded version of the previous Gadget Classic, which was not very popular among home baristas all around the world, mainly because it was too simplified version of previous generation. Yes, Gadget Classic has a very long history, but I will focus now only on this one, Classic Pro, a new Classic, and on comparison with previous generation. So, what did they change? Generally, they just aborted all the simplifications and put everything back. In the first place, the steam blend. Now it's a professional milk frozen. It has the same principle as any professional espresso machine from Coffee Bar has. It's a metal tube coming out of the machine with a small bulb on the end with two even smaller holes on it. That's why it allows you to create a cafe quality milk foam. Creamy, soft, with no big bubbles. But it needs some experience. So for a beginner it will be harder to deal with such milk frozen. Two following points that I will talk about is metal coffee spouts on the three-way solenoid valve. Yes, you can see the pipe coming out of solenoid here. These two things was introduced back on European market because on previous European generation they removed it. But on American market they never removed the solenoid. So for America, from this point of view, only thing that was changed is the steam vent, and for Europe, steam vent, coffee spouts, solenoid. The second thing is the country of origin. They moved the production back from Romania to Mother Italy, and I can't say anything bad about Romanian assembly, but I understand that people love to buy espresso related stuff when it is made in Italy. Be it an espresso machine or a pack of coffee beans, despite the fact that no coffee tree grows in Italy, but whatever. The third point, it is price. They raised the price, it is higher now, and they unified the model. So now the same functionality is on the both sides of Atlantic, in Europe and in America. There is one more important change, but I will show it at the end when I will disassemble the machine. Now let's talk about small usability improvements that they have made. Mainly it's these cards, you see this on this side as well. I assume that it is an effort to deal with the main drawback of previous Classic when people complain about that it's hard to see the water level, and it is. But this barely helps because the problem is in the water tank itself. It is installed deep inside the machine. Its plastic is not very transparent, but the main thing is the drip tray that occludes it. You see, when the drip tray is installed, you can see anything under this level, and this is 22 ounces or 700 milliliters, which is a huge amount of water for an espresso machine. The drip tray itself is good, it has big capacity. Now it fixed back in its position. You see, it still plays around a bit, but it's better. They also changed the rocket switches, now they look like this. Still, sometimes it doesn't work from the first touch, for example, you see, you need to press and hold it a bit. They also changed the pump mounting. They used more rubber this time, and this allowed them to make a machine a bit quieter. It's still loud enough, but it's always the case when we are talking about vibrating pumps and the metal body like this one. I can demonstrate to you how loud it is. So you hear it, yes? That's probably all the differences that we can see from outside. So let's disassemble it and look inside. We have the rubber mounting of the pump, which I mentioned before. Here we have the boiler. It is made of aluminium, which means that machine needs only 1 minute and 15 seconds for the initial heat up. But it's highly recommended to wait much more until not only the boiler but also the group head and the portafilter are hot. And here we have the external heating elements. You can see it here. Here they are. And the same on the other side. Here we have the solenoid valve. And this is the OPV, overpressure valve. It's still unadjustable, but they also changed its location. If on the older versions it was located here, somewhere here, near the group head, and it was regulating the pressure inside the group. Now it is located after the pump, before the boiler, so it is just an emergency valve. It has much less practical effect on the pressure inside the group. Okay, that's it. I will now brew a sample espresso shot to demonstrate you what to expect from this machine, GetJ Classic 2019. While you are watching, I invite you to visit my blog where you can find the more detailed text review of this machine. Your likes, your dislikes, your comments are totally appreciated.